Hi guys, this is Taylor, and today I'm here to talk about some reading-related resolutions and the books that I absolutely have to read in 2016. Aside from these books, I'm going to try and keep my reading resolutions a little bit more loosey-goosey. I don't really like setting a firm number of books because things change and circumstances change, and what seems like a totally doable number at the beginning of the year could turn out to be a totally insurmountable number at the end of the year, and then I feel bad. So having said that, my first goal is more channel related, and it is I'm going to be putting the main thing that I'm currently reading right up here on my Blackboard wall, just to keep you guys in the loop, as they say. Ever since I started this channel, I have wanted to incorporate my Blackboard wall somehow into this channel. This is just one idea, and it's also magnetic, by the way, so if you have any other ideas, I am definitely listening. My next goal is actually just to use Goodreads like a normal person. I used to use Goodreads just for ratings, but I want to actually keep you guys updated and make status updates and stuff. I still won't be doing written reviews because I'd rather just talk about it, but yeah. And as always, my Goodreads is linked in the description. And my last goal is kind of vague, but I want to be better about new releases this year. Sometimes I feel like I hear about new releases and I really want to check them out, and then just too much time passes and it just loses momentum. So I want to be better about reading new releases when they're actually relevant. Although with brand new books I know that that can get pretty expensive, so we'll see. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the books that I have to read in 2016. I did this last year. I just picked, I think it was 15 books that I really wanted to assign myself that year, and it was really successful. A lot of these books are very well-known classics or modern classics, or just well-known works of literature, especially here on BookTube, that honestly, I'm just tired of not having read. So there might not be that many surprises, but I'm honestly just playing catch up here. The very first book is going to be the New York trilogy by Paul Auster, and I think I have had this book for 6 years and never read it. All I really know about Paul Auster is that he blends absurdism and crime fiction to make something that is both gripping and beautiful and strange. Very, very excited. I genuinely don't know why I haven't read this yet. The next book I have to read is quite different. This is Black Mountain, An Exploration in Community by Martin Duberman. Black Mountain College was a short-lived experimental college of alternative education, and it provided the foundation for a lot of other alternative colleges, and it's just all super interesting to me. Even though it turned out to be a relatively brief experiment, they had a lot of inordinately talented alumni and faculty. This was going to be my big November read, but looking at it and looking at the size of the type and the density of the text, I don't know that I could finish it in a month, so I think I'm going to try and read this throughout the year instead. Next I have Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Never read it. I wanted to read this in the gorgeous Penguin Drop Cap edition, and now that I have it, I just have no excuse. The next two I'm going to show you together because I feel like they go together. It's the Brontes. I'm tackling the Brontes this year. I have Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte and Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, both of which I have never read and never seen adaptations of. Yep. Next I want to read A Visit from the Goon Squad by Jennifer Egan. This follows a whole cast of characters occupying various positions in the music industry, I believe, and I think it's supposed to be very experimental in its format, but I have never heard a bad thing about this, and I think I'll really like it. Next up is White Teeth by Zadie Smith, and I'm sure you have relationships to authors like this, authors that you're pretty sure you're gonna love, but you have never read and you have no excuse for never reading them. White Teeth is definitely her most acclaimed, and it's also her debut novel, which is amazing. All I really know about this novel is that it's about intertwining families in London, possibly all from different heritages, and I'm a little scared of this because it's longer than it looks. Then I have something I really should have read by now, and that is Understanding Asexuality by Anthony F. Bogart. This is, to my knowledge, the first large-scale publication of any kind to explore asexuality or the lack of sexual attraction, and it's so surprising that I haven't read this yet because I am asexual, and this is basically the manifesto that they make you read before you sign the official papers. That's a joke. Next is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro, who is something of a booktube god, I feel like. I am currently reading this one, and I would tell you what it's about, but you're supposed to go into this as blindly as possible, so just rest assured that it is very well loved. Now, here's a confession. I have never read any Neil Gaiman, but I'm fixing that this year. I am reading Good Omens. Actually, I don't know anything about this, so let me know if this would be a good thing to read towards October-ish. Then I have Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer. I was scared to read this because he's really only written 2 books, and I was afraid to have read his entire bibliography. But he just announced that he is coming out with his first book in over a decade this year, Be Still My Heart, and now I can read this, and I'm really, really, really excited. Next is basically required reading if you haunt the same corner of booktube that I do. It's Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I don't know anybody who didn't really like, if not love, this. It's supposed to be an amazing document of Nigerian and American life and race and privilege, and it's gonna be really good. It's just gonna be really good. Then I have Carnival at Bray by Jessie Ann Foley, and this one is pretty different from the other ones. This is YA about an American girl who gets uprooted and moved to Ireland, and it's 1993, and Kurt Cobain, and loss, and music, and Ireland. I won this in a giveaway last year, like early last year, and that's why I have to read it ASAP. Next, I really want to get to On Immunity by Eula Biss. This is a very popular piece of nonfiction exploring the history of vaccination, particularly the anti-vax movement, and it's supposed to be impeccably written and very empirical, and I've just heard very, very good things. Lastly, I am tackling the book that I am possibly most scared of in my possession. I am going to be reading 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami, probably around my birthday in March. I got this probably a year ago at this point, and I am so scared of it that I haven't taken it out of the plastic. This is a Murakami dystopian, and it's over 1,000 pages. This is the edition that's divided up into 3 books because reading a single 1,200 page book is just inhumane. So those are my plans for 2016. It's gonna be a hell of a year, one way or another. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think my chances of survival are, and I will see you soon. Bye!